Good morning. My name is Maureen Chung. I'm happy to share with you my daily devotional for January the 12th. It is taken from Matthew chapter 2, verse 1 to 12. The title is, What Can You Do with This King? Verse 1. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi, which means wise men, from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him. When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Christ, the Messiah, was to be born. In Bethlehem in Judea, they replied, For this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of all my people Israel. Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and make a careful search for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me, so that I too may go and worship him. After they had heard the king, they went on their way. And the star they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and of incense and of myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. Now let us meditate. The news of a newborn king of the Jews is spreading. What can people do with him? To King Herod the Great, currently ruling over Palestine as appointed by the Roman Emperor Caesar Augustus, the newborn king of the Jews is a threat to him. He's not amused by the idea of being dethroned. So he tricked the Magi to find out for him who and where this king of the Jews is. His pretense is that he may go to worship him. In the end, when the Magi skipped town, he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and vicinity who are 2 years old and under. Herod sets out to eliminate this threatening king. Today's world is the same with many Herods. What the Bible teaches about the sanctity of life is threatening to those who are pro-choice and support active euthanasia. What the Bible teaches about the sanctity of marriage is threatened to those who are liberal in their definition of marriage and fidelity. What the Bible teaches about social justice is threatening to those who exploit the poor for their own gains. The list goes on. In the pretense of promoting freedom of religion, the atheistic secular governments are promoting freedom from religion of any kind. So humankind sets up for themselves as the validator of morals and values. Thus, they become gods. They decide what is right or wrong. In fact, to them, nothing is wrong because it is their version of truth that counts. To them, there are no absolutes. Jesus Christ is a threatening king. What can people do with Christ the King? The chief priests and teachers of the law quote from Micah chapter 5 verse 2 from memory and inform Herod that the Messiah will be born in Bethlehem. The Magi's visit and their tale of the star never motivate them into action. After they are summoned to the palace of Herod, they go home and continue their regular life. They have no interest in the newborn Christ in Bethlehem. Today's Christian church can fall into the same inaction. Yes, we somewhat believe that Christ Jesus will return at the end of time, but that seems to be a long way off. Meanwhile, we can just go on partying, money-making, pursuing power and fame, and the satisfaction of our lust and pride. What we claim to believe in has not caused us to act as if this is true. We, the church, as a whole, are just not prepared for the coming King. We can totally ignore him. Unlike the shepherds in the field, the church stays asleep and fails to notify the world of this explosive event that is happening. Our lack of worship strips others of the chance to do so. Then there are the foreigners. The Gentile Magi study the movement of the stars and, according to their knowledge, get up to follow the star that brings them to Jerusalem. They have mistaken, of course, and are redirected to Bethlehem. Why would God encourage people to trust in astronomy and or astrology? These are pagans who have not received the revelation of God through his commandments and prophets. They have not seen God's signs and wonders in the way that God has walked with the Jewish people. God meets them at their level. But nonetheless, God shows his kindness to those who eagerly search for him. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. Matthew says in chapter 7 verse 7. This holds true to all people. This is grace. The Magi have faith too. They present their gifts fit for a real king: gold, incense, and myrrh. Oddly, these gifts of great value in Eastern civilization of the 1st century happen to be apt symbols of Christ's ministry on earth and beyond. Gold for the king's crown, incense for the high priest to offer in the temple where he prays, and myrrh for the embalming of the dead, for burial and preservation. Led by the star, they arrived to worship the newborn king. Touched by the Spirit of God, they presented the gifts of significant meaning. When we give to God, we don't give what we can spare, but we give him what he wants from us. Today, true worship is giving ourselves as a living sacrifice. In Romans chapter 12, verse 1-2, it says, "Therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." Let's just do it according to his enabling Spirit, his grace. Let us offer ourselves to him unreservedly. May God bless you. Thank you for sharing time with me. See you tomorrow. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you.